Heyo, you're listening to Toasted Time, where I cook your time with some Reddit stories. Right now, you're being toasted with some r/MaliciousCompliance, where we've got an evil middle manager profiling employees. But before that story, we've got need my uniform before you'll give my last check? No problem. This is a story from my mom and my grandmother. They gave me permission to post. Quite a while ago, both my mom and grandmother worked for one of the local casinos. At the time, the casino had a 90-day trial and then you'd get insurance. During the course of them working there during their 90-day trial, the casino switched their policy to 18-month trial before getting insurance. So, they then proceeded to find reasons to fire all their employees who were coming up on their 90-day so that they would not be grandfathered in. My mom knew this was coming because she saw a person after a person who had gone hired a little bit before her get fired for ridiculous reasons. So when she got called in the office the day after she had to go to the hospital for a severe allergic reaction, she knew what was coming. They marked it as a no-call, no-show because she started having a severe allergic reaction on shift and her EpiPen didn't work. She walked into the office and she's informed that due to her no-call, no-show, she's being let go effective immediately. And she asked for her final check. They informed her that she would receive the check after she turned in her uniform. My mother proceeds to strip down to her underwear and bra, drop the uniform on the supervisor's desk, and demand her last check. And she stood there in her underwear for 40 minutes while they tried to convince her to turn the uniform in at a later date. Nope, you said I'd get my check when I turned in my uniform. There's my uniform. I want my check. Eventually, they wrote out a check, and she walked out, taking the long route through the casino, saying her goodbye to all the staff and regulars on her way out. So, a couple days later, when my grandma had her shift, she knew what to expect because she was coming up on that same time frame, and my mom proceeded to do the exact same thing. My grandma walked through the crowded casino in her underwear, to which everyone down below is in agreement. And it starts off with 3MC. That is so awesome. And then OP responds, they are legendary. The fact that all the staff were their friends really helped. To which then it continues, the fact that Grandma knew what was coming and could have brought a change of clothes but chose to do the walk in her underwear is what makes her a legend. And I myself could not agree anymore. That was a beautiful story. It's so stupid. Firing do you not think it would be more expensive to have to rehire a bunch of people just to fit under those rules? Maybe I'm wrong. I have legit no idea, but I don't know. I think I would feel it would be a lot more expensive to fire and then rehire more people. I don't know. Seems a little bit backwards, but anywho, continuing on. And for the final story of malicious compliance, we have you hitting that like button. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, kidding, but not really. Anyways, we've got complied so much on a test, it stopped evil boss from profiling employees. Had an evil middle manager boss who eventually lost 1/3 of the team in under 3 months. I had been there longer than him before his position was built out, and he was a really gross one, like psychological abuse, and also openly commented on a 16-year-old celebrity being hot when he was 36. Anyway, when he was onboarded, he pretty quickly assessed which employees he couldn't bully and started trying to make our lives harder. He started doing some anonymous reviews and tests. Not surprisingly, some anonymous feedback was super negative for the people on his crap list, even if we were high-performing or project leads. I finally had enough of attempting to talk it out head-on. He always denied everything and even once actually asked me if I was on drugs during a one-on-one. This was/is a highly famous tech company. Anyway, he decided it was time for another round of anonymous testing. This time, a personality test. I answered every question imagining I was him. Every single won. To nobody's surprise, he was like, surprise, we're going to all reveal and see which results we have on the screen now. Yay! I matched him perfectly. The only one, he got the absolute psychopath result, but it also says like entrepreneur and celebrity, so he would have been thrilled, but he knew we were very different, yet somehow we had the exact same result. Out of like 20 plus possibilities, when he pulled up the results on screen, his face dropped. He stared directly at me, immediately breaking the character who was excited for sharing the secret results. I watched him choke down his anger as he pretended to go down the list, now unprepared. Every other sentence out of his mouth suddenly was how unreliable these tests can be and that you never know. As he dug his hole deeper, explaining backwards regarding this time-wasting team-wide meeting for his stupid exercise originally intended to single out some folks based upon a personality test. I finally found my opportunity, and I smiled at him. I smiled with eye contact. No words, everything was said there. I watched him die inside, and he still had to fill 25 minutes of his stupid meeting or call it off. I have another malicious compliance story about him, because he was an absolute clown. I bet I have even more if I think harder, but this is my favorite quiet little moment where I ruined his total concept of self in 1 second by doing exactly what asked of me. Waste my time to take his stupid personality test. To which someone then down below asks a very good question. They go by Biped Snowman. I think I'm missing something. Why was he showing individual results? Why did it matter if the results sounded like they were him and not you? And Opie doesn't respond down below, but some people do give an idea as to maybe what happened. Most likely he wanted to explain how his results were superior and everyone else was crap compared to him. But that kind of falls flat when someone else has all your answers exactly the same. To which below that, someone else says, not just someone else, someone that everybody knows he doesn't like. And then someone else points out a different theory. He was wanting a good reason to kick people out. Having an inferior personality or test result was probably going to be the next pretense. Sorry, Jane, but you're an blank, and this job needs a blank. Got that last part hurt. And then someone down below asks a very good question. Seems like a gaping invitation for a lawsuit. No? To which then they respond, more legitimate than simply, I don't like you, get out. Or he could use it as part of a bullying or other technique to make the job horrible for the other person, so it becomes, you're not good fit because of your personality. And, I mean, I guess it's a loophole or something, but I have good news. OP posted a second story, which was the other malicious compliance story that he talked about that he had, and people asked for it, and so he delivered. Our company always had a giant rager of a holiday party at the end of the year, renting multi-story concert spaces with DJs, live bands, celebrities, top-shelf liquor, etc. However, he wanted us to have a team celebration at the end of the day before our winter break. For some reason, I was tasked with this. I was working on a data trend and heuristic project, so very weird I was put on party planning instead of an admin. But I love holidays and I love my team, so I was excited until he had his meeting with me about it. He gave me a tiny budget, a list of things I was not allowed to do for the party, and most importantly, I was not allowed to spend any budget money for alcohol. I was shocked. I asked if the beer fridge at work was what we were expected to use, since the company had contracted merchants that kept us well stocked. And he said I also wasn't allowed to use that, and I wasn't allowed to buy alcohol for the party. I felt like he had done all of this to set me up to have a failure of a party. Instead, I showed some other team members, and they were also shocked by the list, and we made a plan. Well, I get this party all set up, and it's about to get fun. And the boss shows up with bags in his hands and looks at the spread, and he asks in front of everyone,
OP, did you actually forget the drinks? Well,
Good thing I brought all this. And triumphantly puts his bags of alcohol on the table. But then I'm like, no, you told me I wasn't allowed to buy drinks. He pretended he would never do that. And then I said, so I didn't. They did, and pointed to a whole bunch of drinks the rest of the team was pulling out. He realized that not only would he not get to be the hero, but that everyone involved had also seen this horrible list. Deer in headlights moment. And the cherry is we had a secret Santa where I paired all the choices and I made sure I got him for my gift giving. So we opened the gifts and I had gifted him a really nice flight of 3 high-end gins. His favorite. My attention to detail and kindness towards him obviously made him so uncomfortable after what he just tried to pull. He looked so guilty and unable to enjoy it. You know, I'll be honest, from the 2 stories, I personally, I'm more interested to understand how he lost the 1/3 of the team in under 3 months. Because OP puts him as being evil, which I don't doubt. I mean, wouldn't be kind of new or anything, but I'm more interested in how he lost the 1/3 rather than this, because what he did here was just very kind of minute. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he fired a lot of people over the time of this whole entire personality test and also the party celebration stuff, but I don't know. I'm more interested in learning about the 1/3 who just left under 3 months under him, so I don't know. But, yeah, aside from that, very good, very good. It was very enjoyable to understand his loss of enjoyment to be an annoying person. Good malicious compliance. Anywho, well, that's about it for those stories today. But if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe to become a fellow breadbag. But aside from that, of course, I hope to see you in the next time toasting session. But until then, have a good one.